You're listening to Bridges radio program. This is a show about the creative industries, artists of all mediums, and other professionals who make the art we all enjoy. Bridges is produced at Citadel House Studios in Lewisport, Newfoundland and Labrador, and is a collaborative project between Carolyn R. Parsons and Citadel House. This program can be found on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and in podcast at SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, as well as many other podcast hosting programs.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bridges Radio. We are here at Citadel House. We've got me, Carolyn Parsons, and Bonny Stairs, my co-host, and
Hello.
Dean's in the recording booth over there. And we are doing something really different today because instead of a telephone interview, we have Adam Baxter, and we'll be talking to him a little while, but he's right here. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to have you hear me.
But before we go do that and have a chat, Adam, we're going to do a little chat about what's happening in the arts in Central and around the province, because there's a lot of stuff going on.
There's lots.
So what do we got, Bonnie? Where do we start?
What do we got? First off, on our little list, so MusicNL is coming to Twillingate.
MusicNL. That's
There
a
you
big one
go.
in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's coming to Twillingate, so it's going to be right up the road from us, which is going to be awesome.
It's October 10th to 14th.
That's right. Yeah.
And, even better, we have some nominees from Central Newfoundland that will be going up there, hopefully winning maybe, but at least they've been honored by being nominated, right?
Yeah, we had a couple people related to Citadel House actually get nominated. There's 5 different nominees, 7 different categories. I'm going to list them off for you if you like.
Do
Okay,
it.
cool. So we have right here today nominee Adam Baxter. He was nominated for Alternative Artist of the Year and the Long and McQuaid Music Educator of the Year award.
Yes, ma'am.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
We also, okay, I'll let you know this is in alphabetical order, so you don't think I'm picking favorites here. But Citadel House was nominated for Outstanding Company of the Year.
That's amazing.
is-
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Yay, Citadel
I'm
House.
happy about it. And then Dean Stairs in the booth was nominated for Industry Professional of the Year. Then we got
Yay.
Erlen Coffin nominated for Classic Hits Coast 101.1 FM Jazz Blues Artist of the Year. And then we got Miss Rosemary Lawton nominated for 2 awards, the Female Artist of the Year and Split Rock Brewing Company Celtic Traditional Artist of the Year.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
Earl and Coffin record at Citadel House. Mm-hmm. And so does Rosemary. Am I
Yeah,
right?
they're
She's
signed
new?
under the label there.
Yeah.
So the project actually that Rosemary's nominated for is an independent one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Painted Glass. That's hers before she was signed on.
But now she's going to be doing the next one here.
Yeah.
Yay.
We will definitely
move.
talk about that more later because there's
Yeah.
lots of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of buzz around that lady.
Yeah. She's
I've been
she's
hearing
something
it.
else. Man.
So what else we got on the go? We got more
Well-
awards nominations. Canadian Folk Award nominations came out as well.
Yeah, just last week, Canadian Folk Music Awards. All the nominations came out, and we had 2 represented by Citadel House, which we're super pumped for. Erlen Coffin got nominated for Young Performers of the Year. They actually won the award in 2016, which was really
Yes.
awesome.
I know.
But it's so funny that it's 2 years later and they're still eligible for Young Performers.
I know.
But
Because they're really young. What are they, 18?
18 and 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're babies.
Just wee ones. And then Christian House from Springdale was nominated for Young Performer of the Year as well. So,
I know. Christian's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear his music when you listen to Bridges there. He's our intro, outro, and
Yeah.
fading music. So.
Yeah, I was listening to some music on Spotify. I don't know if I've said this before, but anyway, I was listening to some music on Spotify. I had my thing going on shuffle, and all of a sudden this song came on. I didn't know it, and there's this guy, and it was, wow, who is that? Right? And I run and get the phone and look at it, and it was Christian. And I'm like, oh, he's got something. And I've heard him perform, but it just, was something that I hadn't heard before, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, doesn't surprise me.
It's pretty cool.
He's really good, and he's probably pretty excited too.
I think, I called him to tell him, and he was just, He used language that I can't use on the radio, but it was really funny.
Well, you could.
I won't.
But you won't.
Yeah, family friendly. It was funny. And also for nominees from Newfoundland, we have Matthew Byrne, Kelly Loader, and the Swinging Bells were all nominated for a Canadian Folk Music Award as well.
And who was the first one? No, Matthew Byrne. He's been here.
Oh, Scatter Time.
Scatter Time,
Yeah, he's a real
good.
fella.
Now, Kelly Loader, has she been here?
Yes.
I haven't seen her, but I don't go to every show.
Yeah, I think I
wish I
was
could.
away at that point.
Okay.
So.
And who was the other one?
The Swinging Bells.
I'm not as familiar with them, but I guess now they'll probably be... I'll be hearing them everywhere.
I hope so.
I'll be looking for them.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got on the go? We got book stuff.
Yeah, it looks like Candace Osmond's book.
So,
was
yeah, I
released.
interviewed Candace, and she's on the last episode of... Was it the last episode of Bridges? I think so. And so I interviewed her for that and did a column, and she was having a book release.
Mm-hmm.
So the book was released on September 24th. And I think the show was September 26th. I think that's how it went. Anyway, the book was released. It's the fourth in a series. And when it was released, all 4 of the books in that series went to the top 100 on Amazon. And I'm not talking in their category. I'm talking on Amazon. And
That's
so
amazing.
it was amazing. So she had 4 books in the top 100 on Amazon all at once. And they're still fairly high in the ranks, and they keep going. As you know, she's doing promotion. She's an independent author. She's got 12 books altogether, which we talked about in the interview. And but that happened after I talked to her, like, because it takes you don't go immediately. It takes a little while, and so that is
That's really
cool.
You really piqued my interest to read her books after, because it sounds so interesting. Her plot sounds really...
Yeah, if you haven't listened to that episode, it's on podcast everywhere now, and she talks about... It's a pirate fantasy series, so she calls it like Pirates of the Caribbean meets... the Outlander time travel type thing. So this lady goes back in time, and it's very, very well done and quick reads. Get them all at once, because you get a few cliffhangers and you don't want the next book right away. Now they're all out, so it's great. And I haven't read the 4th one, but I've read the first 3, and the 4th one's sitting on my Kindle waiting for me. So
Is the 4th one final?
The final
of the series?
And so she just announced that she's starting another 4-book series.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna take it to a nice...
So she published
16.
12 books in 7 years. And this series of 4 that she did, less than a year. She's been writing full time, so she's
That's
prolific.
awesome.
And they're solid.
People can't read them fast enough.
Yeah,
right?
they're good books. Like, and they're short reads. They're quick, and then you just want the next one. You want more and more. So
Yeah.
good
That's
stuff.
awesome for her to
fun
be
stuff.
Top
So
100
she's
on
having-
Amazon.
She's having some success, so I'm really pleased. Yeah, it's great.
Awesome.
And what else do we have?
Beyond some fundraisers, hey?
Right. So that's ongoing. The Beyond Youth Theater. So Beyond the Overpass is the organization, and they have they used to do, theater. Well, they still do theater, but now it's youth theater. So they have the school where they teach the kids, and they have young people, and they perform. And so they're doing fundraising. And one of the fundraising things they're doing is they have the choir, and a lot of the kids sing. So they're going to be going around to different places in Gander and singing, and hopefully raising some money for their thing. Yeah.
Cool. So do you have some dates for those there? Any idea?
Well, I know they'll be September... Well, they were September 30th. That would be gone past. October 19th, they're singing at the KFC in Gander from 4 to 8.
Perfect. Get some chicken,
Get
popcorn
some
chicken.
Listen to the kids. They're singing like standards and like really the stuff you'd recognize, right?
Nice.
Yeah. Some of it they did some. They had the summer festival, and they did the Wonderful Marvelettes or the Marvelous Wonderettes. I can't never remember.
yeah.
But it's
Cool.
a lot of that, 50s, 60s era. Yeah.
Harmonies.
A lot of
Wonderful.
harmonies. Wonderful talent.
Yeah.
Kids, so.
I saw a couple videos of them doing some stuff around town there this summer. And
Yeah. We'll be posting all that on the Bridges Facebook page. So if anybody's-
Awesome.
Yeah. Watch out for the kids.
cool. But dinner and a show, October 19th.
There
Sounds
you go.
perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So are we Getting ready to talk to Mr. Baxter?
Mr. Adam Baxter.
Well, I'm ready to talk to you, lady.
You ready to talk to us?
Yes, I sure am.
All right. Well,
Right
let's just get right into it. So you've been busy?
Flat out.
Flat out?
Flat out and loving it.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
I got that tattooed on my forehead, I think.
You could.
Yeah.
Flat out and loving it.
I
Get a
guess
hat at
those in Radio Land will never know, will they?
Nope, they won't.
Podcast Land, I suppose.
Both.
They're both, yep. We're everywhere, sure.
This feels like radio now with an in-studio guest.
Yeah.
It's different, right?
It's kind of fun.
It's not live, but almost. We'll be ready for live. This is practice, right?
Yeah.
So tour. You did a tour all summer.
I sure did. It was awesome.
So how long was it?
Well, it preceded the release of my latest album, Domestic, that came out at the end of June. And the tour was a month long. And in that month, I did something like 25 events. So I didn't have many days off. But that's exactly how I wanted it. I wanted to workhorse to test myself to see if I could do it. And it was great. It just involved being really have a real strict regime of good health.
Yes.
Eating well, drinking lots of water, not partying. That's the big one. Don't party.
Oh, darn.
But no, I'm cool with that.
I'm not.
And just kind of doing things that can save your voice and keep your energy up and low stress, and it was really great. I went as far as around Fredericton, and so I did about, I think it was 18 dates off the island between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Every gig, whether the attendance was big or small, was really amazingly well received, and I felt that I was able to entertain in the way that I do, and people accepted it and cherished it. So man, I was so great. I was very, very blown away by it. And the Newfoundland dates were just the same as well.
You had some interesting Newfoundland dates, didn't you? Can you tell us about them?
I would love to, Bonnie.
Cool.
Thank you for asking. The three that stand out the most for me is I performed in 3 communities called Galtus, McCallum, and if you were to see it on paper, you'd pronounce it probably Rencontre East, but they call it Rencounter. So I spent some time in Rencounter. And these are 3 communities that are only accessed from the outside world by a ferry. They're only passenger ferries. The towns don't really have roads that service vehicles. The only vehicles the towns have are service vehicles that the municipality would own for garbage collection or any maintenance that would be going on. So the towns, you basically get around by quad or foot or bicycle or anything that's smaller. They're really beautiful communities that you can see. Some of them are McCallum and Galtus are kind of a snapshot on what things were like back in the day. And it's really touching to be there in these communities that are so much different than the rest of the world. I got a couple really cool stories that I'd love to share with you. For instance, when we went to Rencounter, we didn't know what to expect because we just knew that it was there and we had a place booked to play and we were staying in one spot. But we get there and the town is immaculate. It's well kept. All the houses are absolutely beautiful. Still no roads, right? And so we're asking questions when we get there. And someone tells us, do you know that the unemployment rate of this town is 0? There's even a guy there who his job is that he meets the boat when it comes off. And he helps people take their stuff off. So he's there every time. And aquaculture is a big thing down there. And it really changed my perspective on aquaculture because a lot of that you hear about it is negative. But they, based on what they do, and it sustains their town, it's really beautiful to see that. So the story that I'm getting at is we get there and my wife and I, we go to the store that's there. One of the stores, there's 2. And we buy something to eat for supper. And the guy who runs it, his name is Sean. And so we're having a chat with him. He's like, oh, you're the guy playing tonight, aren't you? I said, yeah. He's like, listen, do you want to check out the town a bit? I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. He's like, okay, just give me a minute. And I'm going to run to the dock and I'm going to go grab the quads. I'm going to gas them up and you guys can take them out. Just here, 10 minutes after being there.
Wow.
Just take my quads, I'll gas them up, go have a laugh.
Well, where are you going to go?
Around. And we
you can't leave. So
we found this one place.
How nice, eh?
Found this one place, I believe it's called The Bottom. And that's the place where everybody has their boat stocked, they're personal boats. Mm-hmm. And they go down the river and that's where all the people have their cabins. Right? So I actually have a video coming out of me performing a tune down in The Bottom. And it's really awesome.